Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Fukigen the Mononokean Tsuzuki episode 10, or season 2 episode 10. So yeah, I really like this one once again. Because I think this is my favorite anime of the season. It's really one that I wasn't expecting, and really one that I think a lot of people will disagree with me on saying. But yeah, I think that it's really legitimately my favorite thing to watch this season. And this episode had a ton of content, but I don't actually have that many notes because I was paying really close attention to the content. I like that we jumped around a bunch. It felt like we got through a lot of different things, and we were still able to, every time I'm like, wow, we have seen a lot of different scenes. I wonder if the episode is anywhere near over yet, and no, it's nowhere near over yet. So it was really good. I liked it a lot. Starting from the beginning, we learned that Haruitsuki has been researching things with this library that Repo is at. So again, I like the development that's been going on with Haruitsuki's character, where not only has he been softening on humans, but he's actively going out of his way to help Hanai, even though he's too proud to kind of admit it or let it show. So that's all been good. We have the festival finally happening that we learned about last episode. I love their fight when they're in the Witch and Reaper outfits. There were a lot of funny jokes that they had towards the beginning. And Zenko shows up, and I always forget that Zenko is even in their school whatsoever. So whenever she shows up there, I'm always a little bit put off, oh, I wasn't expecting to see her there. I always forget it. She brought Yaiko anyway, even though she wasn't really supposed to, because that's kind of a bad idea. They go through the haunted house looking for him, and Hanai is so great. I feel like the first season, I was like, oh yeah, all the characters are pretty okay. The story's pretty okay. And now here with the second season, I love all the characters in this show, and I love the story. I feel like the second season has done so much more for me loving the series than the first did. The first was a good intro, and it was a good show, don't get me wrong, but this is just so much better. So yeah, and I was so great. I thought it was so funny. And Fluffy's the one that finds Yaiko. I like Fluffy being important here. And we get a flashback showing how Yaiko, his reasonings for wanting to go to it weren't all that childish, because not only is he right about yokai sharing the world with humans, but they have to keep their presence hidden, but in addition to that, it has to be extra hard for Yaiko, given that from what we know so far, it doesn't seem like he can leave the human world. So again, it kind of makes a lot of sense, and Zenko brought him to the festival in order to, or fair, I don't know what to call it really, in order to cheer him up. Then Haruitsuki says he'll go play with Yaiko, but that reminds Hanai of his father. Haruitsuki then asks Yaiko about Sakae, and Yaiko, I was thinking, I'm totally wrong now on this theory, but when he was describing him as having golden hair and eyes, I was like, oh my god, what if Yaiko isn't terrible at telling time, and the one he played with 30 years ago wasn't actually Haruitsuki, but was Sakae. But no, that's totally wrong. Yaiko's just bad at time. Yokai are just bad at time. Yeah, then after they play for a bit, he being Yaiko, shows Fluffy and Haruitsuki what Sakae looked like, and of course he does look like an older father version of Hanai. So yeah, we still don't know what happened to him though, because Yaiko doesn't pay attention to whether people live or die, but not only did they know Aoi, but they were also seemingly an employee of the Mononokean just off the record. Let's see, did I miss anything in my notes? Oh yeah, after that, Komon is hiring them, and it seems to be something Haruitsuki responds to, oh, so this is finally happening, so he immediately knows what it's about. In addition, I just forgot, when he was talking, he mentions that Mononokean itself didn't know who Sakae was. So he was an employee, and either Mononokean is keeping it secret. I love Mononokean as a character, even though it's just a room. So either Mononokean's keeping it secret, or they had their memory wiped somehow, or they didn't meet Sakae, even though Sakae worked with Aoi. But yeah, Komon's hiring them. Poor Fluffy gets carried away by these birds. I felt so bad for it. And then we find out what it's about. They have to exercise these birds now that they've grown enough to be able to go and make it in the underworld. And Aoi was I love that Aoi being a woman is what freaked me out the most, because I thought they were a man this entire time. But I love, in my notes, I have Aoi as a woman, just huge letters, and then a little while later, and a cat. I wasn't even like super freaking out that Aoi was a cat, but that they were a woman, just because I didn't expect that at all. But a cat, I kind of already expected, sort of, because we knew Aoi was a yokai, so cat makes sense. But yeah, the episode was really great. It was so cute. I love the characters so much. It's really a character-driven series, which are my favorite, really. I think for me, strong characters are usually my favorite thing in a show that bases its storytelling off what the characters are doing, generally tell stories that I enjoy. So this show kind of plays to me and what I personally like. So yeah, particularly Zenko was really great here. Hanai was great. Haruitsuki's developed so much, and I've always liked Haruitsuki. I've always liked Yaiko as well. Yaiko entertains me so much. So yeah. And then Fluffy actually got to be important and do things, which was good. And Mononokean's adorable. Plus the main plot developed quite a bit, which is good. So yeah, in addition to that, there was just tons of content. We got a lot in a single episode. So I'd give it 9 Grim Reapers out of 10. I really enjoyed it and had fun watching it. So I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more. Fukigen and Mononokean Tsuzuki, much more on the channel. Hopefully we get a season 3, and if we do, I will watch that as well. I think I'm going to hold off and not read the manga so I can just be an anime watcher. But if we don't get a season 3 in forever, maybe I'll just have to end up reading eventually. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us there about this series or anything else, then just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.